Alright, y'all, another episode, I guess part 4 of the Steiger series. I'm going to try to get this hitch off. These pins are pretty well stuck in there. Maybe we can get this thing off. These pins are pretty much all blind holes as well. So the only ones I really have to get off are these bottom two. And then I can get everything out and put it in the press if I need to or something like that. But these bottom two don't go all the way through this outside plate. I've got to pull them out or push them out, but if I get them off, then I can just unbolt it at the top and pull the whole assembly off. It's moving. It's not very much. That's as loose as it's been the entire time. All right, I'm getting back out because if this hot thing falls on my stomach. Only took about an hour, but we're out. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get this other side out. And now that I know where to heat it, it shouldn't be as bad.
2,000 years later.
I feel like that's the right decent amount of pressure. I don't know that it even moved. That pin I still have not got out. I ordered a 20-ton ram for that, like one of the hollow ones, so you can weld a piece of all thread to it and be able to pull it out, and, or at least hold tension on it while you're still heating. That'll be here the next couple of days. You bring me something, man?
I brought you a present. Brother.
What are you?
5'9".
5'9".
I mean, dang on.
Oh man.
That's a big girl.
We move the camera so we don't run her over. Y'all think we should set it up with the duals on it or run the singles?
It's gotta float somehow in these rivers.
All right, y'all, so I'm not gonna talk y'all's ears off about these wheels and tires, but I am very excited. These are off of a John Deere sprayer. They're the floater wheels. Got 4 of these. I need 4 more if y'all know where any are for a decent deal. Tires, I got 7 of these. Luckily, I don't know why or how, but these tires were like an hour away from the wheels and ended up picking both up same day for a really good deal. So anyway, I got 7 855/46 Goodyear OptiTrack DT 830s. So if y'all know where one more of those is, or 4 more of these sprayer wheels, drop it in the comments, message me, whatever, and I'd be more than happy to take them off your hands, or if y'all see them on Marketplace, I'll, you know, go for a road trip or whatever. But these measure 28 inches wide. Sprayer wheels, we're looking at 9-inch back spacing. Steiger wheels, we're looking at right at 10.5, 11 inches, something like that. So back spacing and, you know, fender clearance this way should be about perfect. I am gonna have to raise this thing up about 2 inches, so I'll put a block in there, like a 2-inch thick plate, and I'll do some bracing down there, and I'll go ahead and drop this axle down so I can clear these tires. Anything I found that was smaller than this or different size that would actually fit, gobs and gobs of money. I didn't pay next to nothing for these tires or the wheels, so I'll take it. We're gonna make it work, and I think it should look really neat. You don't see many of these old tractors on the LSWs. I know Welcome Farms has got one. I love the look of it, so we're gonna head that route with it. Let me know what y'all think, or if y'all come across any more. I'm gonna try to get this tank pulled off real quick for the transmission and transfer case lubrication, and we'll pull these hydraulic steering rams off, and then the drive shaft, just so it's not flopping around, and then everything should be gutted out of here, and we don't have to worry about anything else. One. Pull our last steering bolt out. Wow. That's it. Trying to keep hydraulic oil out of my shoes. I almost wonder if I could clean him up enough to put him back to use. All right, y'all, so I took this thing outside and blew everything off for the main part. I do want to go ahead and fix this fender before I sandblast it. That way, everything that I know of can be ready for primer as soon as we get done sandblasting. But let's get this fender fixed and we'll go from there. All right. I think this piece is thick enough where it's going to be all right. Well, that's that. Y'all can see how bad it was. All right, so we finally got all that weld ground down where that fender was welded on. Like I said, I'm gonna try to have a new one of those on tomorrow. Both these steps had rust holes in them on both sides, so I went ahead and cut them out, and I'll try to weld a little piece in there. I went ahead and took that tank off as well, or not tank, but toolbox off, just to try to prevent it from having any more moisture held underneath of it. And I wanted to get in here and sandblast to make sure we didn't have any pinholes or anything like that, because this is your fuel tank. So, you know, if we got water in the fuel tank or anything like that, that's where it's coming from. But it looks like it's fuel in the top, but you know, water's gonna sit on the bottom, obviously. But I just got this fender made up. Got to bend it up for me, just to try to save me a little bit of time. It looks like we're gonna just trim it up just a little bit, but we should be pretty close to where we need to be with this thing. All right, I'm just gonna cut just a little bit more off of this tractor side so this thing fits exactly like it should. I really hate sawzalls. Hopefully that achieves our near perfect fit like we wanted. I forgot to hit the record button and I looked up and the phone was off. So anyway, back. I got this angle is about perfect now. So I'm gonna put a couple more tacks here and then I'm gonna try to roll it on over and go ahead and get it flat there and get this angle perfect. So here's what we got so far. It looks pretty good down the side of it right here. I think we got pretty close to where we need to be. You can't really see a transition anyway. So once I get this front piece on, I think we'll be good to go. Just got to trace it out on this one and weld that up there, and then that fender will be donezo. Let's mark this thing. All right, we'll just knock them edges off. Give that a shot. See what we look like. All right, so here's what we got. I think it looks all right. It's almost perfect. Got a little bit of a gap there to fill there on the bottom, but that shouldn't be no problem. But everything else looks pretty good. One little bit of a gap right there as well. Yeah, we'll take that. Okay. There you go. All right, let it down. Okay. All right, drive up under it. All right, you got it. Watch the fender. All right, it's all you. Turn hard. All right, hold right there. We got the tires pretty well mocked up. I'm pretty close on the fenders all the way around. Right here, I'm gonna have to do a little something different. I'm probably gonna just taper it in down to here or something like that. That way I don't have to worry about clearance issues here. It's got to roll pretty much an inch forward. So what I'm gonna do to gain me just a little bit more clearance the rest of the way around is I'm gonna put a 1-inch spacer block on top of the axle right there, and that should give me all the clearance I need. It ain't gonna change the drive shaft angle hardly at any. I mean, it will be some, so I'm sure it will be a little bit harder on the U-joints and stuff like that, but it'll be all right. I'm really happy with the way they fit. Like I said, there's with no 1-inch block or anything like that. I got some 1.5-inch plate out there, so I might just go ahead and cut them out of that just to have them done and go ahead and put it together. The plates or adapters, whatever you want to call them, to go from this lug pattern to the 12-bolt pattern of the John Deere wheels, I've got them on the way. They're cutting me out 4 circles, so we can go ahead and get that done, and then hopefully get on these adapters after that. But I just want to get all 4 tires bolted on it, not even worry about the duals right this second, but get that done, get the engine in it, get the cab on it, get this thing running and driving, and then hopefully after that we'll be able to put the duals on it. I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to cut these fenders, like just a straight line here to there. I think that'll look the best. I mean, I know for a fact that the tires will clear it in, so I don't see why not. For some reason the front's got just a wee bit more room between the fender and the axle, so I don't know why, but got right at 34 inches there. And this back only measures 32.5, so I'm gonna nip that fender out. I took a string and we ran it down here, we made our line, now we're just cutting it out. I don't exactly hate it. It ain't my favorite, but I think you won't hardly ever notice it once you get the tires on there. I'm gonna know what y'all think. All right, let's cut up another fender. It's 10:50, almost 11 o'clock. I just got everything cut off of this thing. I'm going home. I got the jack. It should be here tomorrow, and we can pull that pin out and start, or get it out there, and we're gonna start sandblasting. Like I said, I'm not cutting any more off of this thing until, I mean, we're done. So we got everything cut off that we want. Fenders welded up. I got to do a little grinding on that just to clean up the welds on the top, just so you can't see them. I got to clean up the slag from where I just cut that fender, you know, just around the edges so it's not sharp, stuff like that. But I got 6 tacks where that toolbox was. So that's all we got to do left as far as grinding. We're gonna weld them in there after I sandblast them little pieces on the steps, just so I don't have to, so I can get in behind it and sandblast, because you can't really, I mean, I could, but it'd be a pain. So I'm just gonna leave them out for right this second. Pretty much there, guys. Anyway, with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please be sure to give me a like, share, subscribe, whatever. It really does help with the motivation on a big project like this. But with that being said, I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day.